All right, guys, go ahead.
AD defensively, as you guys are trying to figure this out, obviously the personnel is really different from last year. Does it start at point of attack with like containment and stuff like that, or is it just a matter of like team defense is always going to be team defense and you guys have to get together?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to contain the ball one-on-one, win our one-on-one matchups. But if a guy get beat, which guys are going to get beat off the dribble or off the closeout, and our team defense has to be there. And it's not just guarding the first action. You know, they drive, kick it, swing, pick and roll, swing, drive. Like, it's multiple actions. And that's what we got to get better, just playing through the whole 24.
Is that where the Warriors got you guys, like on second and third stuff? Now?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of covered the first, and there was a second and third action when you got Steph in the pool, just running around. You relax for 1 second, they're flying off. So it's a second, third, fourth action that we got to continue to better.
Katie, when Avery opted out and put you guys in the bubble, is that something did you guys talk to him about that? And did he explain kind of his situation to any of you guys? And then kind of beyond that, what's it like to have him back after being away for a year?
Yeah, he explained the situation to us. I think it's better if he tells you the situation, but it's something that we respected. Obviously, everything was going on, guys' families and their personal beliefs or whatever it was, we respected it. And, we try to get him back, I think this summer as well. The way he brings our team is unmatched in this league, defensively. He comes in and hits 2 big threes. We're just having that defensive presence, bigger guy up 94 feet, get into the ball. So it was good when we had the opportunity to get him back this year as well. So, we love him here. Real cool with him. But I think the whole bubble thing is kind of a thing that he should talk to you about.
Rob's described you and LeBron as stakeholders when it comes to roster decision making. So was there conversations with him at any point this summer about Avery, or right after the Golden State situation happened where he was waived?
No, I think this summer when we knew that he probably could get bought up by Miami? Houston. Yeah. Houston. Got brought up to us, and Rob obviously asked us for the whole bubble situation and all that, and make sure we were all good. And we were all good. And then in summer, like I said, we knew we had opportunity, from the buyout. We talked to him for a little bit, didn't work out. And then we had another opportunity, and we were able to get him the third time around. So, we definitely wanted him here. Like I said, what he can bring to us defensively and offensively is something that we need.
Do you think that's something you need all year long? Because he's, his contract situation, he doesn't have that guarantee yet.
I think it's something that we have to look at when our other guys come back. We got a lot of guys now, so we definitely need them for sure right now. Wayne's out, Nunn is out, Taylor's out, our wings are down. And so we got to make sure that we fill those spots, and he can do that. If he come in playing like he did, then I don't have to make those decisions, so. But I know he'll come in and perform, and, when that time comes to make those decisions, we'll do it best of
I know you're talking the other day, you and LeBron, about Russ being hard on himself after the game. What was he like today in practice? Kind of
he was himself, as a person and on the floor. He got to some of his moves and post-ups, where he scores and dribble back down for his scores and dribble pull-ups off the glass. His go-to when he scores, talking shit, and he's talking shit to everybody and all that. So he was his normal self, and it's good to see that. How he had a day off to kind of just reflect it over and flush it, and then come back to practice, get back to being himself, and then hopefully carries over tomorrow where he can be Russell Westbrook.
AD, when it comes to being a leader, and not just with Russ, but for this moment, I guess, when it comes in, have you guys figured out just what he needs in the moments to maybe lock back in, or what you guys can provide him different?
We know him as a person, as a friend, brother, but It's our first time. I mean, we played on an Olympic team, but that's obviously totally different. All-Star games is totally different. But to play in a season with them, this is me and Brown's first time. And so it takes time to kind of figure out, okay, this is what he needs to, draw him back in, or this is what we need to run to kind of get him going, or this is what he'd like to do. We're playing 3 pieces of games, him and Brian. So that rhythm is still coming with all 3 of us, but he's very vocal, and we know he makes sure we know when he doesn't like something. So we're going to make sure that we can do whatever we can to try to help him speed that process up to get him going. But, he'll be fine. He just got to be himself, like I said before, and, everything will work out for him.
All throughout the preseason, 2 nights ago, you've been playing with the kind of energy, really active. Is there like a renewed sense of just love to be out there based on after everything you went through last season?
Oh, for sure. I think last season made me realize I want to play. I love to play the game, and not being able to play for a significant part of the season was just very frustrating. And so now, being out there, wanting to play the preseason games, and after game 1, just have that energy, that sense of urgency, and all the things that you need to be successful. The game of basketball is fun. The guys that we have on the team, they're fun to play with, cool to be around, which makes that a lot easier to go out there. And then when you got Russell Westbrook out there, just constantly running around and being a loose cannon out there running around, you kind of just match that energy. You get guys who can push you, Doe, Dwight, DJ, Bron, Melo, all these guys always push me to be better and better. And so that kind of brings you more juice. So, but I think a lot of it comes from just not being able to play as much as I wanted to last year.
All right, 2 more individual honors. You ever play or think about being anything with the biggest player in the league, or things that you have?
When the season's over, hopefully I can be in those talks. I always want to be in the conversation. I think I'm a caliber player, but while I'm playing or in the course of the season, I don't really listen to it. Obviously, my teammates kind of tell me like, this is what we do, this is what we want you to get. But me personally, I don't really think about it much. If it happens, it happens. If I go out there and do what I'm supposed to do, hopefully it comes. But it's not something that I go out there and every game like, okay, you need to go win MVP this game, and this game needs to be a significant game, a crazy game, go get 50 and stuff like that. I just play within the game and let the game come to me. And, by the end of the year, if that's enough to, win a bigger award, then I'll be glad.
Is it important to be considered a really good or great two-way player in the league?
I think I am. I mean, I don't think there's many two-way players in the league, so I think I'm already up there, but it's something I don't want to get away from. I want to make sure I'm able to keep that narrative while, can be effective on the offensive end and defensive end.
All right, we'll end with Jabel on Zoom, please.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? Just considering what the personnel is this year and maybe being a little smaller on the perimeter, and that could change with the Ariza. What's up?
Is that a Padres hat?
No, it's South Bay. Okay, South Bay Pony League. Yeah, kids baseball team. Yeah, appreciate you asking though. It's definitely not a Packers hat. I can tell you that. I'm a Lakers fan.
That's bad week 5, so we take no more bandwidth applications.
I can say anything about Aaron Rodgers and his future. Anthony, the personnel defensively. Damn it. All right. Are we good? Okay. Personnel defensively. Does that change how you play at all in how you can play when you guys are small? Just given that, typically in the past couple of years, you've had some bigger personnel with you at the 5. How does that affect things, and how does that, if at all, affect the way that you play defense this year?
I think when I'm at the 4, we got another guy, Dwight or DJ out there. Defensively, it allows me to roam a little bit more, so I can get the weak side blocks and the weak side steals and things like that. When I'm at the 5, I'm usually in the paint a lot, or in a pick and roll. So if a guy's coming off or he swings it and a guy drop, I'm not usually there to help as much. So that's the main difference. But also it helps us with our defense when I'm at the 5, where we can just switch everything and keep guys in front. You know, when I'm not, you know, then we got the other bigs who we don't want to switch with, and now, you know, we in rotations, and so that's the thing that we're looking at. You know, that's the thing we're looking at on the defensive end to try to figure out what helps us best. You know, a couple seasons ago, we played big with JaVale and Dwight, and the end of quarters, midway through quarters, we switched to me at the 5. So that's something we're also looking at. So I think it's going to take a couple games just to see what's most beneficial.